Hello, YouTube. I'm Colleen, and this live stream is brought to you by Princess Dental Staffing. So glad that you could all join me today. Excuse me, sorry. So today's topic is office managers and negotiation skills. Why it's important for office managers to have negotiation skills, what negotiation is, ways to improve your negotiation skills. We're going to be talking about all of that, okay? So first, let's define negotiation. So there's this great article on thebalancedcareers.com. It's called Important Negotiation Skills for Workplace Success, okay? And it defines negotiation in the following way. Within a work context, negotiation is defined as the process of forging an agreement between two or more parties, employees, employers, co-workers, outside parties, or some combination of these, that is mutually acceptable. Okay, so that's basically what negotiation is. It's trying to come to an agreement, trying to settle on an agreement between two parties, either yourself or the office you represent and somebody else, okay, or some other group, okay? So when you think about negotiation in this way, you can see why it's really, really important for office managers to have negotiation skills, because when you think about the different groups of people that office managers engage with on a daily basis, your patients, your team members, co-workers, management, sometimes outside vendors or insurance companies and all those different groups, that's why it's really important for office managers to have those negotiation skills, because when you're engaging with those different groups of people, those different people or those different groups of people, you're constantly having to negotiate things like prices or payment plans, negotiating things like, for example, among your team members or your coworkers or your management, maybe negotiating different job duties and functions, who takes care of what and when and all those sorts of things. So negotiation skills really, really important for office managers in a dental office. Okay, so moving on to this great article I saw on Forbes.com, 15 ways to level up your negotiation skills. So it actually talks about 15 different ways that you can actually improve your negotiation skills. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of them because there are quite a lot of them. And, the article has a lot of great insights and a lot of great thoughts and advice on improving your negotiation skills. But just for the purposes of time, I'm just going to go through my top five, my personal top five, the ones that are mentioned in the article that I think deserve some extra emphasis and attention. Okay, so number one, discover the other person's interests. So really, really important to discover the other person's interests when you're negotiating and when you're honing those negotiation skills. It really helps to help build that rapport, right? When you know what the other person and the other group's interests are, it really helps build that rapport when you're talking about, shared interests, and then you can kind of build that relationship and that trust and that bonding. Okay. 2, believe in the value you bring. I think this one is so, so important. The more you believe in the value of what it is you're trying to negotiate for, the better you can negotiate it, right? So, just a really great thing to do, and just another great way to help hone your negotiation skills. Number 3, study and practice, right? Negotiation skills are a skill like anything else. And like every other skill, you have to practice, practice, practice in order to make it perfect, in order to make it better. Okay. Number 4, role play the other side. So I really, really like this technique and this. I really like this technique because, when you role play the other side, you can kind of start to figure out what the person you're negotiating with or the group you're negotiating with could potentially disagree with, or why they might not come to an agreement with you. Okay. And if you know those points that they're going to make, if you can kind of predict those points that they're going to make or the things that they're going to talk about, you can, come up with arguments and debates ahead of time so that, you're prepared for those sorts of things to come up. Okay. And lastly, remember, negotiations aren't personal. So I think it's really important to understand that the person you're negotiating with, it's whatever they're negotiating, whatever they're arguing or debating with you, it's not personal. It's not a reflection on you. Okay. And if you learn not to take these things personally, you learn to view the negotiation or the conversation in a certain light to where you understand that it's not about you and it's not personal, then you won't react personally to it, right? You won't react with that anger. You won't react with, that frustration or what have you. Okay. And that's where communication and negotiation can really start to break down, when people start, not taking things personally, and communication can start to break down when you start to get confrontational or angry in your communications. Okay. So those are my favorite tips from that article. Again, it's available on Forbes.com, 15 ways to level up your negotiation skills. I do recommend reading it, reading the entire article. I think it has some really great insights. But that does it for me today, everyone. I'm so glad you could join me. And if you couldn't join me while when this stream went live, so glad that you could watch this video later. If you have any thoughts or insights on negotiation skills, office managers, and all those sorts of things, feel free to comment on this video. As a matter of fact, I encourage you to do so. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.